I am a student of A Course in Miracles. It's a classic. It's a lifetime book. If you ever think to pick it up, just have it in your library. It's going to be beautiful. And the lesson for today was, let me recognize my problems have been solved. And I have been really, in a lot of different ways, it all boils down to this. So I wanted to have a really good and intimate conversation on how do you solve your problems? And we talk, you bring your problem to the answer. The answer to the problem is in the question. And this is a lot of, some would say, esoteric conversation, but hang with me, because we have to think about things 180 degrees differently of how we thought about them before, because those methods that we used still have us in this sense of disarray. So I boiled it down real quickly into two questions or answers that you can apply to your daily life that will help your problems just drop away. Okay? So the first question is, ask yourself, what do I want to do today? What do I want to accomplish? And then what do I want the universe to do today? Okay? Now, that's it. Those are the two questions. And when you can work out in your mind those answers, then you can find peace. So what do I want to do today? I want to be happy. I want to resolve these issues, or I need to accomplish this. This is usually how these to-do lists work, right? And what do I want the universe to do today? And when you realize that your mind, your thoughts, your spirituality, they're all just different manifestations, different energy forms on the same plane. We tend to focus on what the world has, material stuff. What's my boss saying? How much money's in the bank? Am I late for work? So these tangible, material, knock on wood, matter. But your thoughts and your spiritual side are way more powerful. And they're all a part of the same reality that we live in. So when you put more of your attention on the more powerful part and let it do the work for you, you have no problems. We stay stuck in the mire of materiality and the tangible, and it does not let us rise and have comfort in a bigger reality or a different reality. And so the question is, what do you want the universe to do for you today? Now, this requires some belief, faith, a willingness to actually let go and let the universe, if you say you are spiritual or even religious, if you think you're saved from what? Saved from what? Think about that. You're saved. You've got freedom and love and light. Then why are you so upset? Are you really saved? I don't want to get into the religious part, but just the words that have meaning and energy. So to really find salvation, to find freedom and happiness and joy, you use these higher principles to release you, to free you, to save you from your problems and the negativity. So you really just have to ask these two questions and let your mind, so it's all alignment, body, mind, spiritual alignment. Your body, we're human. It has to do some things. There's things that has to be done every day. You got to pay some bills. You got to go get some groceries. You got to do all that. Those aren't problems, right? They're things that have to be done. As we address our problems, is our perception about the problem and how to resolve them, an attachment to some type of outcome. When you release that to your higher power, to the universe, to God, to the Holy Spirit, to consciousness, to your angels, however you think about your higher power, you can give that to them. So every day, like, what am I going to do today in the natural? And what am I going to allow the universe to do today in the supernatural? We forget to do this part. And that's why we're so mad and upset. Do the other work, and more quickly, more abundantly, more peacefully, the resolution will come to you. As a matter of fact, let me rephrase that. You bring the problem to the answer. You bring your problem to the answer. You don't try to find the answer down here, or not even go to where the answer is. The answer is in the disciplining of your mind, in the spiritual, in that energy that is thought and that makes things manifest and happen. You don't make it happen here. You're sort of, this is the effect. This is the cause. So there's really two questions. What am I going to do today? And we'll say that down here. And what am I going to allow the universe to do for me today? And here, if you bring this problem to the answer, all of your problems are gone. They're dissolved. They're resolved. And so there really is, there's no problem. There are no problems. There's only one, if we put it in human terms, or it's a combination. And that's how you perceive the situation. And if you're perceiving the situation negatively and it's causing you angst and depression, it's because of the distance you are from God, from your higher power. So all you have to do is close that gap, and everything you say you believe in, actually be. Don't say and talk about it and act like it's something way out there. It's in hand. It's within you right now. So I have a great example yesterday. I had problems in the material hitting me all within a 20-minute space. And I literally have been contemplating and meditating on, what's going on. When you stay present and you say, okay, some people say, oh, I'm just going to give that up to God. You can't say it and then it just be true. You actually have to do it. You have to be it. When you say, this is what the universe, and when you do that, you literally don't worry anymore. Literally. But if you're just saying it, giving it mouth time, it doesn't work. So yesterday I had was very positive, was gone through my Course in Miracles, my workbook, and did my meditations and all of that. And I got a note from my property manager that my tenant who had not paid rent in months was moving out, can't pay the rent, can't pay the back rent. They've been promising, just extending the lie. And then a few other things happened right on top of it. And I was sitting here staring out the window like, okay, God, I'm putting all these principles. There's no sense in getting mad. There's no sense in worrying. Now, I tell you, 5 years ago, I would have been crying, mad. Who am I going to sue? How am I going to mess up someone's credit score? I'll show them, just this whole grievance, a method of retaliating. All that does is keep you bound. So I'm just sitting here. When you don't know what to do, be still. So I just sat. I had read the message, on my phone. And I was like, okay, God, all things are lessons God would have us learn. Grievances keep us from the light. Everything. I'm going to need you to take care of this. And so I don't even know where I was in my space, but I was just sort of being still, like, I don't know how it's going to work out, but I am believing it's going to work out, and not through my anger. That doesn't make me happier, and not through my crying. That that really doesn't make me happier. Sometimes it's a good release, but long term, it doesn't make me happy. So what am I going to do? And my nephew called me literally while I was sitting here, and I looked and I was like, okay, let me see what's going on. And I just put my headphones in and I went and said, let me just start cooking dinner. Like, I'm going to see what's going on with him. He's a junior in college, and he just started rattling off all of this good news. He's looking at an overseas leadership program. His grades are great. What else does he have going on? He joined a sports team at his university, which they had asked him to join. He has a date coming up, and he told me that from the journey that we did, the wellness journey that we did in the spring, when Evan, my son, spoke about kindness and gratitude, he was so struck by that he decided he was going to live the rest of his life that way, being kind and spreading. And now this guy, my nephew, has had a hard life. And I tell you, it just touched my heart that you think you have problems, but you really don't have any. Like, and then when you're in this, God will send you something else to say, you've got so much more good stuff going on than bad stuff. Like, you've changed someone's life through you, through your son, through the conversation, through this energetic spirit, through this higher power, that you don't have any problems down here. Like, the same way I take care of this and your son and your nephew, it's the same way I take care of you. Stop focusing on this little stuff. And I was lifted immediately. Now, had I sat in my woe is me, I would not have taken that call. I would have gone and, called a few people, maybe a lawyer or whatever, to try to, I would have been embattled. But it's like, okay, Lord, what are you going to take care of? And when you let him take care of it, there's just so much more that can be done that there's no way I could have. Now, this journey was 6 months ago. And he said, I meant to tell you, Auntie, and I just forgot or didn't. So let me tell you now. I decided I am going to live my life this way, being positive. And he's 21. His mother just died. He's gone through some things already, and he is deciding to be that, like, what's the problem? What is the problem? Problem are things to overcome, because life's going to keep coming. Death, growing up in different neighborhoods, doing different, just challenges abound. And again, my son is quadriplegic. So I've got these young men showing me how to stay inspired. And they always show up at the right time, because I'm open to it, because I could be complaining. I could be also, I say, God, what do you want me to do today? Yeah, I need to make some calls. I'm going to, I need to help other people. I'm helping my cousin. My uncle is sick. I'm going to help other people. And I'm going to let the universe use me, and then take care of all these other problems. Take care of the next renter, or get the current renter out, or whatever, because there's infinite possibilities. I don't know what's going up. I'm in Virginia. I don't know what's going on up in Ohio. I don't know what's going on across the world. They're out of my control. So if I let them be problems, they will consume me. And I can choose, and I do choose, and this is how you can let all of your problems go, to choose to be and be what you believe. Stop talking about what you believe and not activating it. If you do, you have no problems. They all go away. So the lesson was, let me recognize my problems have been solved. Your problems are solved already. When you bring your problem to the universe and let the universe figure it out. But you got to believe, you got to trust, you got to be patient. You have to be unattached to the outcome, because the outcome that the universe will have is so much bigger. You couldn't know. I couldn't know that I touched someone, my nephew, so much 6 months ago that it's changed the whole trajectory of his life. That's so much more amazing than someone not paying the rent. It lets me know, it's a confirmation, because that's how the universe talks to you if you pay attention. It was a confirmation that, honey, you're okay. You're going to be okay. You're doing big things over here. That renter in that house is so small compared to the eternal. I'm almost left speechless. So I just thought that personal story, and it so goes with what the lessons and everything. And so the question for you, practically speaking, because I like to bring it all back down, because some people are like, what the hell is she talking about? Two questions. What am I going to do today? That's that to-do list. And what am I going to let God, what am I going to let the universe take care of today? So let me just read some of this lesson that is, I think it just really will hit home for a lot of people, because some stuff is sort of too high to grab. But the nature of problems, let the peace that your acceptance brings be given to you. If you accept this, you're going to find a sense of peace. Just let it come. Close your eyes and receive your reward. Recognize that your problems have been solved. Above all, remember that you have just one problem, and that problem has but one solution. It is in this simplicity that salvation lies. It is because of this that it is guaranteed to work. And there was one passage I want to make sure. Also, the solution is inherent in the problem. That's why you bring your problems to the answer. You don't try to bring the answer to the problem. The answer is there. Bring the problem to the answer. You are entitled to peace today. A problem that has been resolved cannot trouble you. I mean, it's so simple, but it's just a little piece of wisdom. I was like, yeah, what are we stressing about? So this is the nature of problems. I just want to read because I know this is going to resonate. You will always be troubled if you hold on to your problems. So the goal here is to let go of problems so we can just let the happiness shine through. So we think, oh, I'll solve this problem, I'll solve this problem, I'll solve this problem, and then I'll be happy. But that's not the truth. That's a lie. Because the nature of the world, problems will continue to exist until you release them. So I have to read this passage and then I'll let you go. No one could solve all the problems the world appears to hold. They seem to be on so many levels in such varying forms with such varied content that they confront you with an impossible situation. Some spring up unexpectedly, just as you think you've resolved the previous ones. Others remain unsolved under a cloud of denial and rise to haunt you from time to time, only to be hidden again, but still unresolved. Isn't that how problems are? And so when you realize this, you think everyone in the world thinks they have their own special problems, but it's not. It's the nature of how the world works. If you recognize that your only problem is separation, no matter what form it takes, you could accept the answer and you would see its resolution and its relevance. Let me see. There was one more thing I wanted to tell you. So the ultimate, and this is a little bit of a different day, but let me recognize the problem so it can be solved. When you have a problem, recognize that you're calling it a problem. And then what is the only solution? There's really only one solution. We all have different problems, again, in different manifestations, whatever we want to call it. But there's really only one solution. When you find the joy, when you give it to the universe. So how the universe works is it takes the peace within all of us and sort of it's like this neural network, and it's able to make the best solution for us. So we bring our problem into the peace, and the universe will solve it. And then all these situations from all around the world, all around the globe, start to reconcile themselves. That may sound mystical to you, but that's just because you've been away from it for a while. But if you think about every good thing that's happened to you and how it came to you from just infinite possibilities of situations and experiences that come together. And it's like, wow. And in that way, everything that happens like that is a miracle. You can make more of that manifest in your life from day to day. And the first thing is just let the problems go. You have no trouble when there's no problems. So let the problems go. Figure out what you want the universe to solve for you and let it solve it. So for me, just put a bow on it. I don't know what's going to happen with my renters, with my house, if I can sell it or rent it or put it on Airbnb, which means I'll have to buy a whole bunch of furniture to put in there, which because I haven't gotten rent in so many months, I don't know that I have the money to do it. I don't know the answer. I don't know the outcome, but I don't have a problem because I am pretty sure, no, I am confident, and this is how I am going to go about my days, that it's being resolved right now. I'm letting the universe work that out. He's bringing people already to my property manager to see it. He's bringing doctors that live in that area. It's in Cleveland, at the Cleveland Clinic, or nurses, or he's already bringing that together more than I can control it by putting an ad out, or Lord forbid trying to put it on social media and think someone's going to respond to that. So anyway, you have no problems. You're holding on to something that you don't need to. Bring the problem to the answer. What are you going to do today, and what will you allow the universe to do today? When you let go of all grievances, the light is there. You have no problems, you have no trouble. Stress is gone, happiness reveals itself, and there is the light. It's so beautiful. I know I took a little bit of time with this, but this is how we dream a new dream. So just let go of your problems and just be happy in peace. I hope this helped you. Love and light.